All right, we're shifting gears, talking about the wildfires that are happening right now in Washington. So I want you to pay close attention to this big area of high pressure. That's, first of all, creating a large heat dome across the desert Southwest. But around an area of high pressure, you get clockwise flow. So the winds are wrapping around this high. And what that means for the fires that are happening right now in the Northwest, it's grabbing a lot of this smoke and it's trying to circle right along that area of high pressure. So that means even areas maybe to the east and south of where the fires are happening, they're going to start to see their air quality impacted right now. Notice from Seattle to Spokane, see that little spot there of purple? That's saying the air quality is very unhealthy to even hazardous conditions. That's about the worst that it can get. Jacob, Alona, when we're looking at air quality issues, it's a big part of that surrounding area. And so, it was like that yesterday. I mean, that's live right now, that air quality is being censored, showing how unhealthy it is for all of those residents, but even millions of people to the east, to the south. I mean, it's not just in that specific area. It's just, tough to see.
Yes, so many people live there, Cheetah, thank you.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, as we know, a man has been arrested now on suspicion of arson in one of the three fires that have engulfed now more than 10,000 acres.
Yeah, hundreds of homes and other structures have been destroyed in that Spokane area since these fires started. It was just over this past weekend. And CBS News' Chris Van Cleve is there tracking it all. Chris, good morning. What are you seeing on the ground where you are?
Where we are in this neighborhood here, it's just home after home that is rubble. Every home on this block, both sides of the street, all burned, and much of the neighborhood around us burned. So, we're seeing the devastation, some of the hundreds of structures that were lost in this fire. We watched yesterday as folks began returning back to this neighborhood to see, in many cases, that there wasn't a whole lot left for them to come home to.
Oh, it's always sad to see. And so tell us, Chris, today, what is the big challenge for fire crews? What are the conditions like there?
Yeah, so you have these three fires that are all burning in a relatively close proximity to each other, and all of them have active fire burning. So the focus for firefighters is cutting containment lines, getting trying to get a ring around these fires, or at least the ability to direct them away from communities. And they've been able to make some good progress over the last couple of days because the temperature has come down and the winds have stopped. Latest forecast looks like the winds will be favorable today and tomorrow to continue that containment work, but it's going to start to get real hot. They'll be pushing the triple digits up here in Spokane as soon as tomorrow. And then Friday into the weekend, the winds come up. The sheriff told us yesterday they're very concerned about the return of the wind as it brings up the fire danger, and he starts to worry about could there be another fire? Could the wind pick up some of these embers and blow them somewhere? That's why they've kept a lot of the evacuation orders in place, saying they don't want people to come home and then 12 or 24 hours later they have to try to get them out again.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so tough for all the folks that live there. On the flip side of this, we know that a man is now facing charges for starting the Old Trails fire. What else do we know about this man's arrest?
Yeah, and that was the fire that came through this neighborhood. The arrest grew out. The sheriff's office tells us that this arrest grew out of an eyewitness who reported someone acting suspicious around an area where investigators later determined they believe the fire started. They were able to find this person relatively quickly based on the description from the resident who called them. When deputies initially spoke to the suspect, they say, according to charging documents, that he had a butane lighter and a box of waterproof matches with about 11 of the matches missing from the matchbox. It took another 48 hours for investigators to come to the conclusion that the fire appeared to be intentionally set and that it was likely started by something consistent with a lighter or matches. That then led to his arrest. He was in court yesterday. According to charging documents, he has told investigators he did not start the fire. The man also has a criminal background, and back in 2010 was convicted of manslaughter in the killing of his own father.
Another devastating layer to this whole story. Thank you, Chris Van Cleve, live in Spokane.